should Canada stop immigration, or will Canada stop immigration? Now, the numbers, data, statistics suggest that Canada cannot stop immigration, cannot. And the reason for that is because their aging population, okay, who are entering the pension stage, who are out of the workforce, is increasing, and the number of people who are at the age, who are in the workforce, who are the younger generation, that numbers is not as high as they would like to be. So therefore, they need the new people. Think about it. If there are no new immigrants, right, and more people are aging and getting older, and the newer people are not coming in, and obviously as the older people are getting into the retirement stage, right, so they are now taking over, they're taking the pension plans, so they're not contributing to the taxation anymore. So who's going to pay for the taxes, right? Who's going to bear the burden of all this healthcare and all the people who are going into retirement? Who is going to fund all of that? That is number one. Because taxation for countries like Canada is extremely important. I mean, we all cry about the fact, or we all are always dissing the fact that taxation is extremely high. Sometimes about 42 to 48% of your total income goes towards taxation, direct or indirect, which by any standards is very, very high. But again, all this money has to go towards the healthcare, the schooling, the civic services, and of course to the pension funds as well. And though it does come back, in a way, it is always reflective of what Canada needs. So therefore, the emphasis is always that you get more points for the younger you are, you get more points, because the younger you are, the longer you will be able to pay taxes. So you see, there is always some method to the madness. And therefore, do I think Canada will stop immigration? No, I don't think Canada will stop immigration. However, considering what is happening right now, you see, at the end of the day, everything is political. Everything plays to the tunes of a political agenda, not only in Canada, everywhere in the world. Of course, you know that by now. As of right now, there is this anti-immigration sentiment in Canada. Will immigration stop? No, immigration is not going. At least in my opinion, immigration will not stop, but it may take a hit. It may take a hit in terms of restrictions. It may take a hit in terms of more emphasis towards people inside Canada rather than outside Canada, because transitioning people from inside Canada, from temporary residents to permanent residents, you achieve two targets. You achieve your permanent resident targets, and at the same point of time, you lower the number of temporary residents, and it has no impact, additional burden on the healthcare, on the housing, on the education or school, whatever that might be. So I have a feeling, and again, that was also indicated by Mark Miller in a very recent, where he said domestic draws is something that they're going by. So collectively, I personally feel that you will see those kind of changes coming in. And of course, if there is a smart immigration minister who's really intelligent, forward thinking, looking at the way things are, instead of making populist decisions like somebody who's already done that in the past, or using band-aid solutions, somebody's got to make a tough call, right? And that's where things might start improving.
So in my opinion, if and when the new government comes in, and of course we're all expecting now this time it might be conservatives, and conservatives being conservative, and history has shown that as well, there would possibly be some restriction on the numbers as well. They might want to take that decision, keeping in mind what the current popular opinion is or public opinion is, which is anti-immigration at this point of time. So you might see in the beginning that there might be some restrictions on the numbers. The annual PR immigration targets might be revised to a slightly lower number. Well, that's what New Zealand is doing. That's what Australia has done. Even UK, England is trying to restrict their numbers. So you might see a similar thing happening in Canada as well. But over a long period of time, I think they will have to come back to increasing the numbers, because 1% of total population as their targets for PR for new immigrants coming into Canada, I think that's a fair target to continue having.
Yes, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because, hey, the channel needs to get subscriptions, right? And you're not paying anything for it. So by subscribing, all you get is a bell notification. So whenever I go on live and there's a new video, it might be another call for you to save some more money, right? Of course, follow us on Instagram. If you wish to book an appointment one-on-one to discuss more about your application, this is the link. By all means, please use this link, book an appointment. We can always talk more about your application and your races. Thank you so much for joining in again, and I shall see you next time.